Hey guys, Blaumagier here, and welcome to my new Let's Play. What are we playing, you might be wondering? Well, this is a Wii U, isn't it? But I'm actually playing a Wii game. And this will actually be the first time that I am playing a disc game from Wii on my Wii U. But what disc game could it be, you might be wondering? Well then, some of you will enjoy this, some of you will be like, ah. As for me, it's a game I really enjoy. Metroid Other M. I know a lot of people dislike this game, and I'll concede that, the story is kind of weak sauce, but the gameplay is really, really good. Team Ninja did a bang-up job on this game. So let's jump right in, shall we? And it's also going to be the first game I played that doesn't, or that has, that actually has cutscenes that are spoken over, so during those I will be quiet. And I'll play on normal mode, just because, well, I'll explain it later. Do know that I am good enough to do hard mode. And the only real difference, though, between the two, besides something I'll explain later, is that there's no power-ups at all in hard mode. But anyways, cutscene.
Why am I still alive? The baby. Mother, time to go.
Okay, Samus. Everything's normal.
I awoke to the familiar voice of a quarantine officer.
Let's try sitting up, huh? Slowly now.
A dream. I had been reliving the tragic moments of my recent past. Thanks to the hyper beam, which was given to me somehow by the baby, I laid Mother Brain to waste. And the explosion that followed destroyed planet Zebes, along with the remains of Mother Brain, the space pirates, and my long-standing nemesis, Ridley, and the baby.
Come on, Samus. Let's go next door.
Right, let's get started. Ready for a quick test, Samus? Let's start with a little warm. Try a charge beam.
Alright, so this game is going to start us in a tutorial room. Which, I mean, I could leave or take. And, yeah, as I said, this game has voiceovers. If anybody is disappointed with the direction they took with Samus's character, just know that Team Ninja is not to blame. That was all the fault of executive meddling from Nintendo. So anyways, we got Morph Ball mode. Lay bombs. And all the standard stuff. This game does control really nicely though.
Alright, stand in the middle of the room. Surprised? From there, kick climb to work your way up.
And if you weren't very good at wall climbs in Super Metroid, they're pretty easy to do in this game.
Let's invite some of your pals.
And the way this game aims is just really nice. I mean, you still have to be facing the general direction. But I mean,
Let's check your reaction.
if you're gonna put, you know, a third-person action shooter kind of thing, then
Okay.
that's the way to do it.
Nice. Remember how that feels.
Because, I mean, it really doesn't take away from the action any, like it normally would to, you know,
Use concentration to replenish your
get out your reticule and aim and all that. I also really like how the missiles are done here. I mean, you have unlimited missiles.
Why not say hello with a missile?
And it's, you would think that that's kind of cheap, but
Pick them off.
it actually works pretty nicely because it does take some time to
Okay, looking good.
reload. So, I mean, in the thick of a battle, you may not really have a good opportunity to reload.
Now, jump on its head.
Then you got the finishing moves. Those are a really nice touch.
How about you try using a Powerbomb?
And Samus's most overpowered ability.
Don't hold back.
The Powerbomb.
Allow adequate room around you.
which is used pretty much the same way as your charge shot, just in morph ball
Looks
mode.
like you took quite a bit of damage. It's unbelievable how well you've held up.
I wondered if this too was a result of the power the baby gave me.
Right, you're due in the meeting room. The big dogs are waiting. I gave your suit a polish so you'd be at least somewhat presentable.
Not even a fragment. None of the baby remained on me. I knew it to be true, but still couldn't help looking at my palm for a sign. Never again would I encounter the baby. Never. The finality of it struck me once again. Mission completed. The planet Zebes was annihilated, and all Metroids were exterminated. A simple report, almost dull even, but it felt momentous to me. I don't know how much time passed since then. Days went by in their quiet way, and people's recollections of Metroids and space pirates grew nebulous over time, relegated to a past concern of the galactic communities. Nothing more than a faded memory. Codename Baby's Cry. A common SOS with the urgency of a baby crying. The nickname comes from the fact that the purpose of the signal is to draw attention. The signal was coming from a remote part of space. I altered the course of my ship as if this detour had already been part of my flight plan. Baby's cry. It was as though it was crying specifically for me.
Alright, so, welcome to what I find is the most aggravating part of this entire game. The scan sections. Luckily there are very few of them. And the problem with it is that they really don't tell you anything at all what you're supposed to be looking for. Luckily I already know you're supposed to be looking for this.
Galactic Federation. Huh?
And for what purpose that serves, well, it tells us that somebody's already here. And tells us who it is. So a lot of this game will be in small corridors like this.
Ah, fancy meeting you here, princess.
Remember me?
Anthony.
There's only one person who calls me princess. And that person is Anthony Higgs of the Galactic Federation Army.
Haven't seen you since that last mission. Hey, and your buddy's here too.
Adam Malkovich, a general in the Galactic Federation Army. Not only a trusted confidant, but also my former superior officer. Yes, there was a time when I was enrolled in the Galactic Federation Army. And then I was young and inexperienced. As the result of a certain incident, I left Adam's command and set out on my path as a solitary bounty hunter.
What are you doing here?
The first words out of his mouth were typical coming from Adam. To answer his question, I recounted the details of what had brought me to this place, and then I asked what circumstances led the Federation here.
That information is not for an outsider.
The word he so obviously chose, outsider, pierced my heart.
Commander, we're all prepped.
No dice. I think our only option is to use the laser to slowly burn our way through. This is gonna take a while.
The electrical system here is out, and we can't get the barrier wall to open. We tried using explosives, but it's tricky to pull off without collateral damage. What we need is some way to focus the power onto one centralized location.
And I get to shoot a missile.
Let's go.
All right. I'm gonna go on ahead.
Adam hadn't authorized it, but I decided to remain on site for the sake of the others.
And so we get to head towards some of the first bits of real gameplay here. There won't be too many more intrusive cutscenes like that coming up. I mean, most of the cutscenes are at the beginning of the game. And on the mini-map there, you see the blue icon. That is a power-up. But I don't believe I have what I need in order to get it. Yeah, I can't use bombs yet. We are at the mercy of Adam as far as what we can use in this game. One nice thing though is that if you lock onto something, you can immediately tell whether you need to use a missile or a charge shot. Because if you can use a missile, you can just tap the button and it'll shoot the missile. If you need to use a charge shot, it'll just shoot a little, pea shooter at it and do nothing. So that's nice. Don't expect any stellar gameplay from me because I'm really rusty, and the last time I played this game was... when was that? I was at the Speed Gamers Metroid Marathon, which I think was, March 2011? So yeah, it's been a while. I don't know why I'm destroying all the enemies. I can. Now there's a power up over here, but I think I need the bombs to get it. Oh, just a normal missile. Oh, I can't use missiles. It was just a one-time thing. Now sometimes you'll have to go to these red computer terminals to activate something. But they stick out compared to normal computers that you see everywhere. So it shouldn't really be too hard to figure out that you need to use those. Now you'll probably see me going into Morph Ball a lot just because it is faster than walking. Can I use this one yet? No. Okay, makes that easy. So the power's down, and we got to figure out how to power things back up. Which, if I remember correctly, and I probably don't, because like I said, it has been a long time since I played this game, should be somewhere up near here. You got these navigation booths at various points throughout the game, and they force you to use most of them. There may be like 2 of them that you can't use. Notice that door was locked before I saved, and now it's unlocked. That's how it goes. As far as power-up goes, I'll be getting the ones I can easily remember along the way, but I won't be stressing it too much.
He's dead. Someone or something attacked him.
Get away from me!
It was obvious that there was some pervasive danger throughout the facility. I didn't know what had brought Adam here, but I did know that cooperation was imperative if we were to restore safety.
Adam, listen to me. Clearly, this facility is in complete disorder. It might be too dangerous for your men to go alone. That's why I've...
Look at that!
They're coming out of the wall!
Right, stay calm.
And welcome to our first boss fight. You really can't do nothing until Adam gets off his high horse. You kind of just want to avoid hits.
This ain't good! Nothing's working! Listen up! Freeze guns authorized! Samus, I'm authorizing missile use!
And now we get missiles.
Concentrate single location and freeze that thing! And Samus, you attack the frozen spot!
And that's pretty much how it's gonna go. What would you have to do that for? It's pretty easy to lock on because it does kind of have an automatic sensor. Once you knock off his arms, he becomes ridiculously easy to hit. Yeah, much like Oogie Boogie, you destroy his bugs and he's done for.
Samus, looks like I'm gonna need to ask for your cooperation on this mission, but I'm also gonna have to ask that you follow my commands. You don't move unless I say so, and you don't fire until I say so. Any objections, lady?
The thumbs up sign had been used by the Galactic Federation for ages. Me? I was known for giving the thumbs down during briefing. I had my reasons, though. Commander Adam Malkovich was normally cool and not one to joke around. But he would end all of his mission briefings by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He was joking, but others weren't. At the time, I felt surrounded by people who treated me like a child, or used kid gloves because I was a woman. And yet with Adam, I was grateful for the nod. My past has left me with an uneasy soul, and as a result, it touched me on some level that Adam would acknowledge that past by calling me something delicate, like lady. And I knew more than anyone that every word from Adam was deliberate. My thumbs down was a twofold response. A sign of derision at being called a lady, and a signal of my complete understanding of the mission orders. The other soldiers were always willing to support me with easy smiles despite the fact that I clearly had so much yet to learn. Among them was Anthony. In the face of his well-meaning behavior and that of the other soldiers, my response was to become increasingly bitter. I was a child, always with something to prove, a chip on my shoulder. And I was angry. I felt that if I let my guard down, I would easily be broken. And beyond that, I was scared. But even in the naivete of my youth, I could see in Adam's joking manner how close he felt to me. Adam knows my past, and he knows me better than anyone else. Confession time. Because I was so young when I lost both of my parents, there's no question I saw Adam as a father figure. When I rebelled against him, I knew I could get away with it. And his paternal compassion in the face of my rebellion reinforced the special bond I felt with him. I understood well that chances were slim that I would ever find anyone that understood me like Adam. And yet, when the time came, I still left his side. I was so young and naive.
Exactly what transpired here on the bottle ship is still uncertain. Here's what we do know.
the equipment we thought had been destroyed is operational again. And we've seen casualties attributed to an unidentified and lethal creature. The situation is critical. We need to gather all the information we can, but priority one is to find any survivors and bring them to safety. Consider this site extremely dangerous. Be careful as you make your sweeps. And there's one problem. The wireless interference in this facility is all-pervasive. Your comm systems are useless. As a result, communication channels will be limited to the facility's navigation booths. Well then, Lyle, investigate Sector 1 and show a little restraint with the explosives.
Gotcha.
Maurice, you cover Sector 2. Repair any equipment you come across.
Affirmative.
Anthony, you're Sector 3. I'll leave it to you to decide whether plasma guns are called for.
All right.
James, check out the control bridge. Our communication issues might be the result of electrical interference.
Yes, sir.
And KG, run a complete sweep of the residential quarters and investigate any trace of survivors.
Got it.
Each of you is authorized to use a freeze gun. Do not forget to check in regularly via navigation booths. And Samus, you go to the system management room. Do everything you can to get the electrical system back up and running. Looks like your comm system is still functional. Remember, everything you see will also appear on this screen. Regarding auxiliary weapons, the use of bombs has been authorized. As far as your other weapons go, we will continue to investigate and authorize use as we can. However, we currently have no plans to authorize the use of power bombs. As you know, they have the ability to spread a high-temperature heat wave over a large area, impacting living things, which is a nice way of saying they can vaporize humans instantly. You should be well aware of how dangerous power bombs are, and how their devastation can't be obstructed with common materials. Once the mission in the system management room is complete, I need you to report back. I'll give you your next orders then. I want you all to be especially careful as you execute your missions. That's the end of the briefing.
It was the first joint mission I'd been a part of since becoming a freelance bounty hunter. And of course, it was the first time since my Federation days that I was following the orders of a commanding officer. Having received mission orders from Adam, I felt confused and strangely exhilarated at the unexpected turn of events. I responded. Understood, Adam. No objections, of course.
That line is so stupid. Confession time. Like I said, this game is all about the gameplay to me. But anyways, that's going to be a good stopping point for episode 1 here. This has been Let's Play Metroid Other M. I am Blaumagier, and I will see you guys later.